XB Sports Center, and we're back with another video after about 3-4 months. I know it's been a long time. I think the last video I did was the conference schedules, and it was about like 30 minutes long. And I got to thinking I'm not going to do that just for that, because half of those conferences was nobody's. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I enjoyed March Madness. It was pretty good. A bunch of upsets. But the championship was still what everybody said it was going to be. Gonzaga, Baylor. Gonzaga got exposed pretty much. I didn't think they was as good as what they thought they was. Everybody thought they was the top. I mean, you look at their schedule, and you see that they haven't played anybody, and when they did play somebody, okay, get it first round. I think they played Norfolk State. Okay, that was nobody. Oklahoma, they wasn't that good. Sweet 16, I think they played Creighton. Creighton was okay. They almost lost to Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara was a pretty good team, I guess. In the Elite Eight, who was it they played in the Elite Eight? Michigan, or USC. It was USC, and then the Final Four they played UCLA, and then the championship they got Baylor. They wore everybody out, but when it got to UCLA and Baylor, they had a hard time. They barely beat UCLA, and they get wore out by Baylor. So I mean, you pick your poison there. But this ain't a basketball video. We're starting football from here on out. It's almost May. I'm getting pretty pumped. I know we still got May, June, July, August. Really 4 months, because season don't start September 4th. It's the first Saturday. So you actually will have Thursday the 2nd, Friday the 3rd, and Saturday the 4th, because we start on Thursday. But anyways, from here on out, we're going to do, me and Xander, we're going to do all, I would at least like to get done, at least do all the Power 5 schools. And then if we have time, we'll do like whoever, like, actually, you know what we'll do? We'll do all the Power 5 schools. And if we have any time left, we'll let you guys pick any group of 5 team that you want us to do. Say, for instance, you want to do Coastal Carolina, BYU, you know. And we're not going to do all SEC teams at once, or Big Ten teams at once. We're going to do like 2 SEC, 2 Big Ten, Big 12, so on and so forth. So, and it's not going to be like we're actually going to start predicting the schedules and what we think the record is going to be in 2021. And we're going to start off with 2 SEC teams. Well, I'll do one and he'll do one tomorrow, I guess, or whenever he wants. Start off with SEC, and I'm going to do Texas A&M, a team that surprised me last year. I really think it surprised a whole lot of people. Pretty good wins. I had a whole lot of good wins, really. You look back at it. Let's look at their 2020 schedule. You know, we usually compare like 2020 and 21, but it was hard to do because, you know, you had SEC had no non-con games, so Texas A&M went 9-1. Our only loss is to Alabama. They beat North Carolina in the Orange Bowl, I believe it was. Okay, they played. You can say they played Vanderbilt. They beat them 17-12. That was, everybody was getting, you know. Then they lost to Alabama pretty bad. Then this what surprised me, which really, in the long run, I guess it was a pretty win, because Texas A&M turned out pretty good, so it was a good win. So, but they beat Florida 41-38, 41-38. Then they beat Mississippi State. Then they had a bye. Then on Halloween they beat Arkansas. Whipped South Carolina, and then they had 2 byes in a row. And then they had LSU, Auburn. Ole Miss got canceled, and then they played A&M or Tennessee. Then they won North Carolina in the Orange Bowl. So 9-1, only lost to Alabama. Pretty good year. I don't think it's going to be any different than what it was. I don't think it's going to be any different this year than it was last year. I think they're going to be the same. Texas A&M. I know they lost Kellen Mond. And actually, I don't know if they did or not, really, to be honest with you. I don't know what grade level he was. But anyways, we're going to look at their 2021 schedule. I'm going to pick and predict who I think they'll beat and lose to and what the record will be. I'll just tell you their games first. I'll tell you who they play first, and then we'll get to it. First game, Saturday, September 4th. They play Kent State. Okay, Kent State. And this one, when I looked at the schedules, this one really got me right here. Saturday, September 11th, they play at Colorado. Old Big 12 matchups when Texas A&M was in the Big 12. Texas A&M, Colorado. This could be a pretty good game. I think it will be a pretty good game, actually, because they got to go to Colorado. Colorado was not a bad team last year. And I don't know if they're going to... I have not dug that deep into them yet. So we'll have to see when we get to Pac-12 or whenever we do those. And then they play New Mexico. It's New Mexico. Then they have Arkansas and Arlington, Texas. Then they play Mississippi State, Alabama. Arkansas is another team I didn't expect them to be really... I mean... Their record didn't show it, but they was a pretty good team last year. Overall, they were pretty good. Sam Pittman, this is the second year in for the coaching staff, you know. I think they'll be pretty good, to be honest. I mean, I don't see them going like 10-2 or nothing like that, but bowl game, let's say that, bowl game. Mississippi State has Mississippi State. They had one good win last year, and after that, it was like, who's Mississippi State? Alabama's Alabama. And they'll go to Missouri, and play South Carolina, and then they have a bye week the Saturday before Halloween, so October 30th. Then they play Auburn, then they have to play Ole Miss at Ole Miss, and then they play Prairie View. That's one of their 4 non-cons of Prairie View. And then at LSU, rivalry weekend. And then, of course, on the 4th of December is SEC Championship. So, now we're going to look. Alright, so Kent State. Kent State is really not a very good team, but MAC, out of the MAC, Texas A&M will be highly favorable, probably by at least 3 touchdowns, maybe 2 to 3 touchdowns. I know it's going to be the first game. They're probably not going to look good, at least first half anyways. I don't think they'll look too good. Second half, and then they'll start figuring out what Kent State does, you know, all that stuff. I think they handled this game pretty easily. At least I think they put up at least 50 points. Like I said, Kent State's not very good. So get the win there, 1-0. You start 1-0 like everybody should. Not unless you're like, you know, we'll get to those other non-cons. There's some pretty good non-cons like Clemson, Georgia this year, Bama, Miami. There's some other. I looked at Miami's schedule the other day. I don't want to get too off topic, but out of all the non-cons that I've looked at, like just non-conference schedules, they got a pretty tough one. That's just when we get there, I'll talk about it. But when I was looking at schedules, that schedule stuck out to me. Their non-conference schedule is tougher than their ACC schedule, so that's pretty brutal. All right, your second game you play at Colorado. I done said I think this will be a pretty good game. Colorado's pretty good last year. I don't know how good they'll be this year. I'm not looked into them. Texas A&M, I still think Texas A&M is going to be as good as they was last year. I think they're going. I honestly do. This is a tough one for me. I think I do believe Texas A&M will be favored. I don't think it'll be by much. Touchdown, maybe 10, if that. I think it'll be a really good game, but you got to go. You got to go there. That's tricky. I don't know. It's a tough game. I'll say you get the win. I'll say you go there and you get the win. You'll start 2-0. All right, New Mexico. Mountain West team. Have they ever done anything? No. You'll be favored, of course, probably by 3 touchdowns like you will against Kent State. Probably put up 50 on them. You get the win. You're 3-0. All right, now real season starts. You play Arkansas and Arlington. I've done talked about Arkansas. I didn't think they was going to be as good as they was last year. The record, like I said, record didn't show it, but they did. That team was good. Sam Pittman in there, like you said, year 2. I think this is going to be a pretty good game. After coming off that Colorado game, that's a big game for them. Let's just be real. Then you have a little game against New Mexico. on that Colorado New Mexico game, if they have a hard time against Colorado, and then they go in there at New Mexico, it's at Texas A&M, of course. I don't think they would go New Mexico, but you go to Colorado, give you a good game, go all the way back to Texas, have to play New Mexico the next weekend. They could give you trouble, but I don't see it. Like I done said, you probably beat them pretty good, 3-4 touchdowns. You get the big win there. You go to Arlington. It's still in your state. Arkansas, you really don't know what they're going to be. They could be better. They could be worse. They could be about the same. We don't know. But I do think you get the win. You're starting 4-0. That's pretty good for Texas A&M. Let's be real. They're average, pretty good team anyways every year. Last year was their best year, and I don't know how long. It's been a long time. Anyways, let's go. Mississippi State at home. You get them at home. Not a very good team last year. Like I said, they get one good win, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's Mississippi State. They're gonna be good this year." Yeah. And then they just fall apart. Like I don't know. I think they won 3 games last year, but I think you win. I think you'll be favorite, probably 10. You beat Mississippi State 5-0. All right, here's your first loss right here, and it comes to Alabama. You get them at home. That's some advantage, but I'm telling you guys, it's Alabama. It's Alabama. If you beat Alabama, let's say it's gonna be by 3 or a touchdown. I don't think you'll beat them by double digits. If you beat them by double digits, then Texas A&M's good. I don't know, but you're 5-1. You lose to Alabama. Alabama will be favorite probably by 10, 14 maybe. I don't know. It just depends on how good you play in the first 4 games, 4 or 5 games. But you're 5-1. You go to Missouri. Missouri wasn't a very bad team last year. They had a pretty good, tough schedule though. Let's be real. It could be a game. It could be a pretty good game, but I think you get the win. You're 6-1. South Carolina, it's the same there. They're falling apart too. They're like Tennessee. I don't know if Tennessee's gonna win a game. We'll get there when we do that video. But anyways, you get the win at South Carolina. You're 7-1. All right, you're 7-1 going into your bye week. Then you come out of your bye week and play a pretty. I think it'll be. I don't know if it'll be pretty good. They got to get a new head coach. I don't really know what this team's going to be like. Like I said, they got a new head coach. They still got that quarterback. I don't know. We'll see. I think you get the win. I really do. I think you're there. You're 8-1. Then you play at Ole Miss. Same there. You get the win. You're 9-1. I really don't see you losing any SEC. I know it's the SEC and all that, but if as good as you was last year, and I think you're going to be as good as you was last year than you are this year, I think you're going to be good. Maybe better. I don't know. Let's just say you're good this year like you was last year. I don't see you losing any SEC games except Alabama. Anyways, at Ole Miss you win. I play Prairie View. You'll beat them by like 50 probably. It's Prairie View. Then you play at LSU. I don't know what this team's going to be like either. Wasn't a very good team last year. They looked up and beat Florida. That was really it. They lost, like I said, I lost to a Mississippi State team. That was a bad loss at the end because Mississippi State was not that good. It's like you lost to Mississippi State, but again, like I said, it was not a bad loss. I think you beat LSU. You're 11-1 going into the SEC championship. If Alabama beats you, I think it'll still be Alabama. I don't know who's gonna win the East. Probably Georgia, Florida. I don't know who's good. Georgia. I think they're going to be pretty good. I think they're going to be Alabama, Georgia, SEC championship. If you beat Alabama and you win all these other games like I got you winning, then there you go. It's Texas A&M, Georgia, or Florida. Either or, you pick there. But I got you going 11-1. That's good. That's a possible playoff. you're in the playoffs out there. I think you really are in the playoffs. Say you're number 5, Georgia's number 4, Alabama's number 1. Alabama, Georgia, in the SEC championship. Alabama beats Georgia, and you're sitting there because you hadn't played. Maybe Oklahoma, somebody is 6th. They're probably going to be in the Big 12 championship. You possibly could get in there at number 4, playing Alabama again, and there's your chance to beat them. It would be better if you beat Alabama in a playoff game than you would beat them in a regular season. I would rather beat them everybody would rather beat them in a playoff game than beat them in a regular season and lose to them in a playoff game. But it is, if you get lucky there, you get 4 or you get 5. Georgia's 4, like I said. Georgia loses to Bama. I think you should get right there in number 4 and you get your rematch with Alabama and see what goes there. But I also do. I think you go 11-1, you lose to Alabama. I don't see any SEC. I don't see any other SEC team or SEC in general. It's like they're falling apart. They have Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Texas A&M. There's your 4 teams right there. I don't know anybody else in the SEC that could play with those 4 teams. Auburn, maybe. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But like I said, I got you 11-1. You can make that. It just depends on how good Alabama does. I don't think they'll lose the game, honestly. I don't know. I have to look at their schedule. I have looked at their schedule, but I don't know. I really don't. It's just like I said, it's going to be Alabama and Georgia and Florida in the SEC championship game. I don't see anybody else playing for that except you 4 teams. So 11-1, pretty good year. Like I said, if you sneak in there at number 5 or so and get in the playoffs, Georgia losing at 4. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment. I know it's been about 3 months since we've done a video, but we're going to start back. After football season, we didn't really know what to do because basketball is basketball. I enjoy basketball, but it's kind of hard to do videos on. But football is easy to us. We love it, so we can talk about football. If you get me and him together on a live stream or something, me and him can talk 3 or 4 hours with you. Well, we can talk all day with you about football. Ask us questions, we try to answer them. But anyways, thanks for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Give a like, comment. Starting today, every day. Like I did one today, he'll do one tomorrow. I'll do one Sunday, Monday, or I'll do one today. He do one tomorrow, Sunday me, Monday him. And we're gonna try to do all the Power 5, and then after Power 5, if we have time, which we should, because it's May. I don't think it's gonna take us May, June, July, 4 months to do the Power 5. I don't know, not unless something comes up and we can't do them. But thanks for watching. We love you guys. Peace.